Hi friends, welcome to the Cozy Cushion. My name is Natasha Greeno and I'm an intuitive empath with psychic ability that enjoys coming here each week and including you in a video that might make a difference for you in your life. At least that's my mission, is to create hope for our world, because I deeply know, as an intuitive empath with psychic ability, that we've been going through some extraordinarily big things, big shifts, big changes, big loss. And it's important to me that I'm a support for anyone that's going through changes. As a coach, I'm a spiritual strength coach. So as a coach, I know how important it is to remain hopeful when things change suddenly. And I have 3 tips today that hopefully is going to help you recharge yourself, your body system, because when we're going through things or we're moving through change or grief, it's exhausting. It takes a lot of our life force energy from us. And we can get that back. We can take control of that by allowing ourselves the time we need to process the change, to make decisions about how we personally need to manage this experience in our life. Friends, I know it's some of our hardest moments in life are our biggest blessings. And it's so hard to see in that dark space, in that space of fear, in that space of scarcity, in that space of not knowing what to do. So here's just a few simple things. So if you ended up on my YouTube channel today, there is definitely a reason. One of the 3 ways to recharge and end your own suffering is to see your experiences a little differently and stop beating yourself up about the decisions you made that didn't pan out properly. By holding yourself hostage to the past in any way, shape, or form, no matter the circumstance, if you remove those judgments and you take those experiences for a positive evolution of who you're choosing to become today, it's going to be a game changer in your life. I can't express enough how important it is for you to be self-reliant and self-resilient. It's going to make you a much stronger and better and, most importantly, happier human being. And that's the hard part, friends. My channel is created specifically for hard times because it is extremely difficult to be a human in today's world. We could create a whole new channel just on the experiences of being a human in today's world. But today I'm going to focus on spiritual strength and speaking directly to your heart, speaking to you from a place that I know you need to feel again. You need to be you again. And I want you to live your best life. So I brought my coffee, Dog Mom, dog lover, coffee lover. So maybe treat yourself after this video to a nice warm drink. And I just want you to contemplate a few things that are actually on this list. It's great. This is actually decaffeinated coffee. I removed the caffeine from my coffee a little while ago due to some things happening with my heart. And it was a really good choice because that is much better. So I was self reliant, I was self resilient. I targeted the problem after a while, and little changes really can be big for you. So, 3 ways for you to recharge and end suffering. A variety of different things is gratitude. I have a gratitude journal that I keep, but I'm also, when I go to bed each night, I say my prayers. I pray for people that are in need of love or light. And I'm also very grateful for what I have. My family, my home, my friends, my experiences that I have with each and every one of you. And since I've been focused on gratitude, it really minimizes all the other things I used to focus on, like the emotions and the energy and sometimes the negativity and chaos in our world. Gratitude has really refocused my heart and my whole energy system and being to be focused on the good in things. It's helped me remain hopeful. And even though I'm a naturally optimistic person, I used to live in a very negative mindset. And that negative mindset really hurt me in the aspect of it fueled my addiction. It didn't support my mental health and well-being. It really, it really took more from me, physically, mentally, and spiritually, by allowing too much into my environment. So minimizing the noise and the sound and the people and the places and even the things. That's where I'm at right now, is minimizing my things and focusing on gratitude, the moments that we've shared, the celebrations that we can have, the positive impact we can have on somebody's day, and how enjoyable it is to share a positive moment with somebody you don't know. That's the thing, friends. A lot of you are hell-bent on humans being all the same, and we're not. I've noticed that some of you are holding on to your victim mentality very tightly. For example, people that have moved through separations are still very upset that somebody had broken their heart, had left them hanging, and had moved on so easily. And even though it's been a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and friends, I've heard some of you still talking about the debt your ex gave you 10 years ago. Those are things, if we carry them, they block new money, new friends, new people that are not that way from us. For as long as we believe in the ungratefulness, the victim mentality of what's been done to us, we hold ourselves hostage from happiness and joy. Which brings us to the second thing that we can do to recharge and end suffering in our own lives. And this is place space. And I'm going to do this with you just so you understand how it can feel. Space between decisions, space between grief, space between impulse and bad behaviors. You need to do that for you. It's nobody else's fault that you are in a state of chaos and addiction. You need to assume responsibility for those moments of weakness, and you need to step into the emotions and give yourself space from it, space from the impulse, space from the negative mindset that these experiences can bring into your life. So whether you are the person participating in the behavior or the people that are in the waiting room, waiting for a miracle, waiting for you to get your stuff together, waiting, and praying and hoping and stuff. The only thing that will ever help any of us in any of our experiences, emotions, and situations is decisions and actions. They can be game changers in alleviating our suffering. We need to have faith over fear. We need to have faith that we can get out of these bad places, whether it's our mental health, our physical health, our spiritual health and well-being. If you hear something weird in the background, it is my apologies. It sounds terrible. It is actually my French bulldog chewing on his feet. So instead of correcting him, I'm just going to let you know if you hear something weird. It's my apologies. It's my French bulldog chewing over his feet. So sorry to disrupt this flow. We were taking space between decisions and emotions. So if all of a sudden you and your spouse or partner in life are in a disagreement and fight, instead of stepping into the anger, stepping into the rightness and ready to fight, sit back in the stillness, put space between you that in those emotions, as well as space between you and that other person. We need to have faith over fear. So we have to do things scared, friends. There's never going to be a right time where you're not going to feel the fear. There's never going to be a right time where you're not going to feel so effing sick that you feel like you could die if you make a good choice. You're going to have to do it scared, and you're going to have to do it anyway. I want you to look at your life. I'm sorry, friends. I can't focus. I'm going to have to kick my bulldog out of the room. Give me 1 second. Pickle. Come on. We need to go out. Thanks, buddy. You go on out there. You go out in your bed. Good. Just go out. See you later. My apologies. As humans, when we're going through experiences that are too much to handle, whether it's a disagreement at work, whether it's a difference between friends, a difference of an opinion, for example, we need to love people, whether it's a friendship, whether it's our children, whether it doesn't matter who it is, even our pets, friends. This is going to save you a lot of suffering. If you can recognize you need to love with open hands. What that means is we're not out here, we're not born, our purpose is not to fix other people. Our purpose is not to adjust other people's journeys so they're safe. It's not our job to clear the way for our children so they never have sorrow in their lives. It's our job to live with open hands, be a witness to their experience, and be open to receive and give when they ask. Yes, friends, all that worry that we have doesn't help us, and it doesn't help the other people in the world that are suffering. All the children that are being hurt at the hands of the people they love around them or the environments that they're in. When we go home and, we may see that in public, and then we go home and we worry about it. That doesn't serve them. It doesn't do you any good. It doesn't move the needle in those children's lives. But what does move the needle in their lives is you stepping into your power, recognizing that you could go to a shelter and be a storyteller. You could volunteer your time to show up, open an old-fashioned book, sit in person, and read to them. Whether they're a child, an elderly person, or even a friend. All the answers in our lives are not digitally mastered, and they do not come instantly. We need to put space between things. We need to love with open hands. The more we hold on to things, whether it's our loved ones, our children. I am about to be an empty nester. My son is about to graduate. I'm not loving the idea of that experience. To tell you quite honestly, I'm very anxious and worried, and I don't want that transition to happen. But I know if I hold my son back, if I don't encourage him to live the life of his dreams the way that he sees it fit, and trust that God has his back and that he'll be protected in divine love, because his mom's at home lighting candles and praying for him and rooting for him and having positive gratitude for those moments that have gotten us here. From the time that I got pregnant with him, when I worked at Curves for Women. So some of you may have been Curves members and were there when I was pregnant with my son. Other people in the Curves workforce at the time also got pregnant. So there was a few of us that have babies the same age as my son. So there's actually, I think, 4 of us total that will be having children that will be graduating and leaving us with an empty nest. So we might be creating a group for that, so stay tuned. But we need to love with open hands. We can't keep those children home and safe, and it's not in their best interest for us to do so. Lastly, I need you all to understand that if you found this channel, if you found me and you're listened this far, you're destined for greatness. All along, from the time you're born until your final day. So what I need to remind you of is today is the youngest that you're ever going to be. So even if you're older, especially if you're older, you're holding more magic, experience, and knowledge and hope, maybe, probably, that our world really needs to tap into. I have a story at the end of this to share about our older people and the light that they have to offer our world. And we need to acknowledge them. We need to love on them. We need to talk to them and encourage them to live their best lives as well. In my world, there is no human left behind. Doesn't matter if you're verbal, nonverbal, whether you've got all your arms, no arms, whether you've got all your limbs or no limbs. Some of my greatest teachers, which I listened to this morning, and some of this video is actually really being channeled through Sean Stevenson's presence and life here. Sean Stevenson, I believe, is a dear friend of mine. He's now passed, so I can say that because I'm very close to spirit. Sean Stevenson is the 3-foot giant. He was a man in a wheelchair that was one of the most powerful and pivotal people I've ever read about, learned about, and enjoyed in my lifetime. He's known as the 3-foot giant. He had a brittle bone disease, osteogenesis imperfecta, which his parents were told when he was born that he wouldn't make it. And he made it a lot of years. Sean just passed in the last 5 years, and it has actually, even talking about it, has deeply affected me because I believe he was one of the greatest people on the planet. I encourage you to look for his YouTube channel, look for his books. I don't have his book in my room, but it's Get Off Your Butt by Sean Stevenson. And He's a fantastic person. He's a fantastic coach, teacher, and facilitator for change. He's also a therapist. Just amazing. Sean talks a lot about greatness, and I believe in your greatness, and I would love for you to believe in your greatness. So if you don't believe in your greatness while you're watching this video, please reach out to me. Please leave comments about why you don't believe in your greatness below. Because greatness, all that greatness is creating a happy life that's for you. So you remove all those expectations of other people. Maybe when you were young, your parents wanted you in a particular profession, or maybe they ingrained in you that you needed a massive education to ever amount to anything. You know, there's so many stories that we tell ourselves, or so many things that we believe that we never question until we're in a dark night of the soul, until we're spiritually suffering, or till we've lost somebody that impacts our soul so greatly we feel shattered. And I want you to be prepared for those experiences, because when we survive something like addiction, like domestic abuse, like sexual assault, when we survive those things and we do not feel a victim at the end of the day, that is stepping in to our greatness. When we build a life with a home that works and operates in a way that we love and can appreciate, and we can get up each and every morning in appreciation and always think of ways that we can improve that, we're stepping into our greatness. If we wake up each morning and we think about, oh my God, it's another day, I've got to go to work, how am I going to get that pack of cigarettes? I got $20 to my name and cigarettes are now 30, and I've got to get gas, and I've got to pick up my friend Joe because they'd lost their license 10 years ago and haven't changed their life, so now I'm responsible for getting this person to work. And you're adding all this negativity onto yourself before you even step outside the door. Once you get out this door, the world is just waiting to stick things to you. So what you need to do is you need to be willing to create a happy life that's for you and no one else. And you don't need to do this, but when you choose to live in a state of gratitude, and when you look at the world in a different mindset, if you get up in the morning and you say, everything is happening for me, not to me. There's so many people that are out there that believe life is happening to them. You know, my boyfriend broke up with me and he left me and he's mean. You know, I get it. I understand how life can change suddenly. Feelings can change suddenly. Sometimes over time. People have been with people for 20 years and they get up one day and they're like, you know what, this isn't for me, and they change their mind and they go. Self-resiliency, gratitude, self-love is the biggest, greatest muscles we can ever cultivate in our heart, our mind, our body, and souls. And I just wanted to drop by and just give you a beautiful reminder of how much you're loved by me and how fantastic it is for you to step into a better life for yourself through the fear, even if it's hard, because there's no possible way anybody that's watching this video can tell me it's better living the life of the victim. It's just not. There's parts of us that may have wanted to believe that, but none of us are victims here. Not on my channel. Not on my time. We can all move through that. And I know a lot of people they can start throwing things at me and drop them in my comments. I want to hear them. I want to deal and guide you through some of your most painful moments in life, in grief, and experiences that you may be having with your children, maybe some of your fears about their lifestyles. I can really assist you in becoming a bright light in your children's lives. I can assist you in becoming a bright light for yourself so that your life feels a little better every day in every way. Just takes a few mindset shifts. And that's what I want for you, friends. So I'm going to sign off for today. This video got a little long-winded because I find more and more joy each time I come here to teach you to be a coach and a listening ear. You're loved by me. Please leave me comments below. If you feel like this video has helped you, please subscribe and tell your friends. Also, join me on Facebook for some other dialogue as well. I have a Facebook page there that we can communicate on as well, and I do a lot of my coaching from there as well. So if you're interested in that, please send me a direct message and we can talk about those sort of things as well, because some of you may or may not know that I also do readings, which I'll probably do another video about maybe even later today, because I'm really going to amp up 2025 and live my highest timeline and my highest purpose. And my purpose is to be a messenger for people that are feeling hopeless. Talk to you soon.